Hi, Kevin Coop here, and this is FaceTime with the content guy. So that bridge, that seems to be the bridge from nowhere to nowhere over there, from nowhere to nowhere, that is actually a bridge that is going to be connecting two sides of a road in very short order, in about 2 weeks. And here's the backstory. So the highway you're seeing behind me is I-95, right? Interstate highway. The bridge that will replace is actually part of Route 1, Boston Post Road. But in the great American tradition right these days, it's infrastructure, right? It's ready to fall apart. So when they decided to replace that bridge, they figured there's two ways to do it. It could take months or more, years maybe, of pain if they did it slowly and painstakingly. Or what they could do is this. They could shut down 95 basically for 2 weekends in a row, reroute the traffic on the side roads, and basically replace it in 2 weekends. Now, it's going to be a total nightmare, right? And for the small towns that are nearby, I can only imagine what the traffic is going to be like. And I live in one of those towns. It's going to be a nightmare. But you know me, I'm always looking for a metaphor. Tom Furphy has often said here on Morning Newsbeat, as well as in other places, that to compete these days, you've really got to understand there's going to be pain. It just is. There's very few companies that are not going to endure pain, whether it's financial, cultural, infrastructural, whatever it happens to be. There's going to be pain if you want to get yourself up to snuff in the current competitive environment, especially with Amazon spending God knows how much money, and Walmart and Kroger and all these companies spending tons of money to compete. If you're not one of those companies, there's going to be pain. Well, there's two ways to do it, right? There could be short-term pain, where you try and do it really, really quickly, endure a lot of short-term pain, but get through it as quickly as possible. Or there's long-term pain. It takes forever. And the thing about long-term pain is it hurts. It hurts for a long time, and when you're done, you're probably not caught up because everybody else has been spending money and competing at the same time. So the best way to do it is to do it quickly, not to do it over a long period of time. That's the metaphor of this bridge. Yeah, it's going to be a nightmare for a couple of weekends, but hopefully if all goes well, when it's done, the problem will be fixed and they can move on to another problem. I think it makes a lot of sense. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this morning as I'm standing here overlooking what's going to be a disaster pretty soon. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.